let's take a look then at what is resurrection, because this is a little confusing to most light seekers when they speak about resurrected beings, and on the other hand, they speak about ascended beings. So we can define ascension even a little bit further by comparing and contrasting with resurrection, and then we will also take a look at how it compares and contrasts with death. Ascension is in fact the vibrating to a higher level of the physical body and the etheric, more subtle bodies of a being. In other words, they vibrate generally as we have understood it in the past, but I am going to show you that even that has changed. However, we've always assumed that an ascended master is not here in the flesh. Well, that used to be true, because ascended mastery meant that you vibrated the cells of the body. In other words, the song of the body went up an octave, at least. And so, as the cells of the body vibrated and went up one octave, the master, in fact, moved right out of here, taking their bodies with them. No longer in the flesh, able to come and go to the flesh as they wished, but they generally wished to stay in the ascended mastery realms. Not here amongst the milling crowd, not here in the throngs of what to them feels like confusion. As of February of 2005, the Infinite gave commands that ascended masters preferably, although they have a freedom of choice, preferably stay in physicality. It is imperative that physicality be archetypally representative of all kingdoms, of the ascended mastery realms, in fact, even of what lies beyond, which is the God kingdoms. So ascended mastery used to mean that you vibrate your cells with such a high frequency that it becomes invisible to the average eyes of man, and that you take it into higher levels where the ascended masters dwelled. They were also called the White Brotherhood, or the Brotherhood of Light, or the Masters of the Earth. They have come from all walks of life, from all different races, and from all religions, or spiritual paths for that matter. So, my brothers and sisters, if that is what ascended mastery was, now the only difference is that that master deliberately lowers his or her frequency, retaining their very large light. And of course, the subtle light is not always visible to humankind, but retaining their light and also keeping lower their frequency so that they stay in physicality. Now, resurrection, on the other hand, is something a little bit different. Resurrection comes when somebody has almost gone into the ascended mastery realms, but they didn't quite make it. Or during their final moments of life, they did such a glorious act that it raised the frequency of their body. For instance, in war, where somebody self-sacrificingly and knowingly offers their life for others. This raises the frequency very high. In fact, there's a very beautiful scripture that says, "For no greater love hath man, but that he gives his life for another." Fortunately, the days of martyrdom are over. Our highest service now is not to die or to suffer. It is to live a glorious ascended life of majesty in perfect love and light. What happens when somebody gets that close to ascended mastery, but then they pass away? Well, there either is the grace of the ascended masters or the infinite, that will assist that person to go just that one extra little notch, and then the body will rise again, even though it tasted of death. But there's another way that it is more generally done. That person resurrects themselves. And it goes like this. For the moment, understand that when death occurs, the act of recapitulation brings tremendous insights. Recapitulation is very commonly called by people as my life passed before my eyes. In fact, it's often used in jokes when people said, oh my goodness, my life passed before my eyes. They are saying they came close to death. When the life passes before our eyes, we learn such perception. We gain such insights. We see how every joyous moment we lived contributed more to life than all the self-sacrificial work that we did. We learn a great deal about love and about service and about living our highest truth. We see things for what they are and what they were. And in doing that, light floods us with perception. And when that happens, if the spirit lingers around the body, in fact, the body can rise again and the spirit will go back into the body. And this is how resurrection takes place. As you can see, entirely different from the ascension, which will vibrate it up. The body never tastes of death.